This is the Object 260. It is a Tier 10 Soviet collector heavy. It's a vehicle which features good mobility, it features solid damage per minute, and okay armor is the best way to describe it. This tank has some dangerous capabilities going for it, but it also has some major weaknesses. And depending on how you drive this tank, you're either going to do well or you're going to do really bad. You see, there will be certain games in this vehicle where the mobility is great. I personally believe that you could win more in a 260 over any super heavy. So a Mouse, E100, VK90, VK72. I'm pretty confident that you could win more in this tank than those super heavies. But it really depends on what map you get. Like, we're on Dynasty here. Dynasty is a pretty dookie map for this tank. To be fair, we're Soviet. We've got some side armor, so at least we can side scrape. But we're not an E100, you know? We don't have the alpha damage that tank does. We don't have the armor or the hit points. So, in that type of situation, I'd much rather be in an E100. However, if you're on a map like Castilla, or you're on a map like Canal, where you need that mobility to make it from point A to point B, driving a tank like the 260 is obviously much better. I think the major reason why I've always disliked this tank a lot is because of the fact that I just struggle to win in it. It's a tank that very quickly gets overcome, and that's not good. Being a heavy, you want to be able to take shots, and this is not a tank that can take shots well. It's a vehicle that you get stuck in a situation that it can't handle well in, and you're screwed in like the next 3 seconds. So, we actually spotted the enemy Super Conqueror, and he appears to be completely alone. So we're going to play this smart. We're going to use the mobility this tank has. We're going to get to his rear, and we're going to HE him for a nice 522. However, I don't even think that really matters. Dude literally just killed himself anyway. We're going to load in another HE. That way we can guarantee the clear. And long live that player. Pretty good example of where the mobility is nice on this tank. We got a 60 TP alone in mid, which is an interesting decision. But don't worry, our TVP also decided to go alone, so I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know what goes through the players' minds in this game. Like, why would you go alone? Why do you ever think that would be a good strategy? Well, we got a shell into the enemy 60 TP. Track him in the process. 60 shot. He's on reload. And let's see if we can clear him. There you go. 460. Not bad. The 260's alpha damage was nerfed a bit, which is a little annoying, to be honest. I'm not really sure why they nerfed it. But at least the tank still has really good DPM. Our E5 is YOLOing in, which is a poor decision in my opinion. We're just going to drive over the ridge, get a nice pen into the E5A. But now we got the 452K off to our side. Don't really want to deal with that as of right now. It's aiming on the 5A. Got another nice pen. He'll probably cut through me. Yep, there goes my driver. This tank has a really bad driver. And it doesn't make sense why, but it seriously does. It's like awful. Hey, we got a bounce. Look at that. Alright, let's reload. Let's put on our adrenaline. And we got a couple more seconds. And we get to bonk the 260. Nice 387 damage shell. Look at that. Pretty solid game. We're able to deal 3,700 damage in this short amount of time. We are able to use the mobility to get into the game quickly. And yeah, so, I mean, we can definitely see the 260 has potential. If you're able to take advantage of a bad enemy team, you will definitely farm. And that's what we did there. Alright, so E5 finishes off the enemy T62A, and there you go. So there's our first victory. Now, just in case it wasn't clear by the title of today's video, this is a play to lose. I feel like I want to rip this tank off like a band-aid, get as many wins as I can in it, and never play this tank again. But not a bad start. First class, 3,700 damage. Alright, I'm not going to complain. Let's keep going and see what we can do. But yeah, I think that mobility is still one of the most important things in the battlefield. And I actually don't think this is a bad tank anymore. I mean, I know I'm very cynical about the vehicle, just because of my experience while driving it every now and then. Like, what's my, I think my win rate's pretty low on it. Yeah, it's 67% for what it is, which really disappointed me when I played it, because I was going like 75% in the vehicle, and then it just nuked my win rate. I lost like 20 or 30 games in a session. It wasn't in a row, but it was like I would win 1, lose 3, win 1, lose 3. And it was to a point where I lost like 30 games and won like 3 or like 5, and my win rate went from 75 or like 80% to like 63%. Definitely the most irritating moment probably ever in World of Tanks for me. I was so mad that I made a video in the 260 calling this tank either trash. I think I called the tank bad and the team's bad at the same time. Because the 260's problem is that it just doesn't deal with situations very well. That's its problem. Alright, so we got the VZ in front of us, and interesting. He's going to move up. Alright, well, we're just going to get a free shell into his side. We're able to back up before the Kron can hit us. That's pretty good. Alright, let's just see. I'm not too worried about the Kron. There you go. He bounces me. And we're going to get to the side of the VZ. Easy shell once again. The DPM on this tank is great. I mean, the fact that you can just out damage per minute your opponents easily feels fantastic. And this VZ, he doesn't really know what to do here. We got the Kron in the back. And let's see. VZ's now getting pushed by our teammates. So I'm just going to aim it on the side of his turret and clear him. So there you go. Long live that player. Got the 50B. That's not really much of a threat at all, to be completely real. We do have the Hori, though, in the back. And, well, all my homies hate the Hori. Let's just chill right here. Let's hope that he bounces. He doesn't, because it's a Hori. And, tank reverses at, like, Mach 9. Thankfully, we get a pen in. Kron, please just clear him, please. Alright, there's one pen. Okay. And good. God, I hate the Hori. Such a cringe tank to fight. Alright, that shell went nowhere. I'm going to maneuver my way up here as quickly as possible. Kron cuts right through my side armor, though. You can see the side armor on this tank is pretty poor, to be completely honest. Let's just get one shell into the Kron again. Do you see the armor? I mean, I don't know. The armor on the tank is just so bad. Like, Wargaming says, oh, it's a heavily armored vehicle, and it's just not. So, we got the Ball Chatillon, and Object 140. I mean, this is a win. This is a super, super easy win. Oh, there you go. We got the bat. Okay. Okay. Wow, we love accuracy. Alright, Chieftain gets a shell into the Bat Chat. And Bat Chat bounces, so he already killed himself. Great play. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's aim it on the enemy Boss Chatillon. Got a nice HE aimed in for him, but he was running Spall. Why Wargaming gave that tank Spall liner, I will never be able to tell you. That worst decision ever from Wargaming, giving that vehicle Spall liner. They just keep buffing the Bat Chat. Honestly, Wargaming just keeps buffing every mobile tank. They say, ah, yes, you know what we need to do? Let's take vehicles that have incredible DPM, and let's give them, well, not incredible. I mean, the Bat Chat has, like, mediocre DPM, but they just buff everything. Alright, there's the 140. Nice shot into his tank. It's rather annoying that our 62A is capping the base, because that's literally doing nothing for our team. But we're getting shells out into the 140, so there's that at least. We've gotten 2 pens into his tank, and let's see. Is he going to run right into the 183? Yes, he is. Well, at least we got another pen out. And bonk! Oof, that was a nice ram. Not really sure what this guy's doing, but there you go. I can see the Kampfpanzer 50-ton on their team was not quite happy with him. Honestly, I can't blame him. I really can't. That 140 wasn't AFK. Dude was just MIA for the entire battle. That would seriously get me angry as well. 4,400 damage, and a pretty solid result overall for the 260. I mean, we were able to use that mobility to quickly get into the front line. We were able to use the DPM to cut through that VZ. There really wasn't much he could do to us. But we have arrived at a terrible map. This is Mines, and Mines is the worst map in the game for a vehicle like the 260. Well, this and Dead Rail, because you need turret armor to work Mines. Now, to be fair, it's not as bad as like an E100 or a Mouse on this map, because those tanks are big, but we only have 6 degrees of gun depression, and that is the bare minimum to work the hill. So, we'll see. Hopefully we have enough mobility to stop the enemy Boss Chatillon from making his way up the hill. If he does, our Boss Chatillon is also smart enough to shoot at them in the crossing if they do try to go up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fully wide. I can't. How does a Kron beat us up the hill? I would love Wargaming to explain that. Well, this will be the rest of my game now. Because, yeah. Oh my god. I just noticed what's happening on the other side of the hill. Yep, this is it. This is our loss, I'm going to tell you now. This is it. Yeah, this is not looking good. I mean, we could win this, but that Kron, giving the enemy team a Kron on Mines Hill is basically like Our bat chat's smart, though. I'll give the bat chat credit, but giving the enemy a cron on Mines Hill is basically like taking candy away from a baby. What we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on what I would call the problem of the map, which is over here. We got one shell out. Our Yag Tiger, I will give him credit, actually had a pretty solid last stand. Got some good bleeds into his opponents. And let's aim it on the... Okay. Okay. Let's see. 113 doesn't really worry me. It's the rest of their team. Bonk, there you go. Then we get a bounce. Nice, okay. Ah, there he is. I knew there was somebody that wasn't being seen. Alright, well we got a nice 578 shell into the 50B. He has one more shot, and we're going to aim in on him. There you go. We did bleed some health for it, but we win. I am honestly really surprised we're going to win this. Like, from my point of view, I saw a cron, and I saw our entire team getting pushed on the other side. And I was like, well, there's no way our team's going to win if that's what's happening here. But somehow, we were able to come out with a victory. Get a nice pen into the 113. Not really sure what was going through that player's mind. We're going to aim it on the 50B now. There you go. One nice shot. Nice little ram as well. Let's see how the armor works on this tank. Hey, we got a bounce from AP. Nice. And another pen. Is he shooting APCR now? I have no clue. No, that's just AP. Well, I think you can see the 260's armor is pretty mid. I mean, it's not bad, to be fair. I'm pretty sure an ISM would be penned by AP there, too. But it just shows you how weak it is. Either way, that was a pretty solid victory. 3,400 damage dealt. We blocked 2,300. I will say, in a side scrape, you can do all right. That's the one nice thing about being a Soviet vehicle. The E6, for example, it's better in almost every way. Like, the E6 has more gun depression, has more mobility, it's got higher DPM, better pen, better accuracy. But the one problem with the E6 is that it's an American tank with really, really bad side armor. And it's quite commonly caught on fire. So you will have to keep that in mind when driving a vehicle like the E6, is that it's a pretty easy tank to catch off guard. Its ammo rack constantly gets damaged in the frontal lower plate. I personally dislike that about the tank. But everything else is so good that I still believe it is easily one of the best heavies. Like 60 TP and E6 are fighting for first place position. The 260 is not flexible. It is flexible to a point because you have that mobility to flex positions, but it's not flexible in the sense that you need the gun depression to work some of the positions. Now this game is going to be an interesting one. I don't know where to go. I personally would like to go town, but the bridge is just as strong for our team. Okay, our BZ's going town. That's not good. We have 3 tanks going town. We got 2 going bridge. I don't know how I feel about this game as of right now. Hopefully, the mediums and I can help hold them off. I'm going to maneuver over here. Caro has decided to hold back. Let's see if that 4202 decides to run. Oh, there he goes. Aiming. Annoying. That's all there is to say. Just annoying. Alright, so he runs. They have an E3. They have a concept. Concept appears to be... Oh my god, there's no way my STB just drove into me and caused me to miss that, right? There's no way. There's no way. He did. That is, quite possibly one of the most irritating experiences I've had today. People driving into you is easily the most annoying thing in the game. Not only do your teammates cause you to lose games, but then when they cause you to miss your own shots, oof. Arturo, dude, you are on thin ice right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, well, at least we're not fully lost, but here's a rather interesting prospect, right? Our team has decided... Oh, wait, one sec. Free shell. But the most interesting part about our team is that they've said, we're going to send our Caro to the heavy side. I don't even understand that. Oh, boy. Being shot by 340. I don't even know what the heck that would be. Probably 4202? No. Maybe the Caro flexed back. That's probably what it is. Oh, it's a 57 heavy. Interesting. I'm going to focus that 57 with every fiber of my body. I'm going to absolutely tunnel that tank. I hate 57 heavies. The gun is ridiculously powerful on that vehicle. So even if he has 2 shells in the clip, which it appears he might, it's just definitely worth it to clear this tank. Oh, there you go. Nice. He bounced it, and he's out of shells at this point. So this should be a win. IS-7's going to pen him once. And we're going to pen him once. There you go. Alright, we got the 4202 off to the side. Let's just maneuver our way up. Actually, you know what? Our STB is going to deal with him. So I'm going to focus more on the pressing tanks, like the Caro in mid. Bonk. There you go. 500 shot. Just going to over-angle the sides. Does not bounce me. I'm going to aim in on the Caro and pretend I have a shot. Ooh, you almost just got beaten by me. Alright, let's just get to the side of the E5. There you go. Nice 400 roll. And it's actually really impressive that our STB is losing that. Great job, bro. It's really impressive, to be real. That bounced. Wow, our STB is actually losing to a one-shot 4202. He actually lost. That might be top 10 worst players I've had in a while on my team. You've got to be a certain level of bad to lose to that. E5. What a fun tank to shoot. With 340 mils of pen, we do not have enough to cut through an E5 frontally. Thankfully, we don't need to. We can just HE him. But, yeah, the E5 is a ridiculously strong tank to try and cut through. Wow, I can't believe our STB actually managed to lose that. Remember the other day, I don't know if you guys are watching that video. Some of you might be, some of you might not. But the other day, I said, you cannot trust your teammates even in the slightest. You give that STB a grain of salt, and he will literally turn it into a salt factory on throwing. Like, how do you lose to a one-shot 4202? I don't even get it. I don't. Well, he was a 2-shot, but our STB had, what, 1,100 health? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Thankfully, we were able to take advantage of our opponents, deal 4,600 damage, get a 900 blocked as well. Yeah, the E5, though, I can tell you for a fact that when you're going up against a vehicle like an E5 hull down, whoa, it is almost impossible to pen the tank. I mean, you saw how red that thing is. There's almost no weak spot on the tank. I do not agree with Wargaming's decision to buff the E5's turret armor. I think it was better before. I don't know, the tank, I would say the E5 is also, like, if I were to rank the top 3 heavies, 60 TP, E5, E6, easily right there. I mean, there's other heavies that get into that list. The Kron is up there. The Concept is up there. There's a lot of heavies that are up there. But right now, the E5 is in a state where it is stupid. Its side armor is troll. Its track wheels are stupid thick. And the turret armor paired with the level of DPM and accuracy it has is busted. Because what Wargaming did is they nerfed the DPM like 3 years ago to give it because they thought it was too strong. So they nerfed the DPM, but then they buffed the accuracy to make up for that. So the vehicle had 2 and 5B levels of dispersion with pretty poor accuracy. And then they said, you know what? Let's buff the armor and the DPM at the same time. So now the E5 has more DPM than it ever has. It has more mobility than it ever has. And it has more armor than it ever has. The E5 currently is the strongest, in my opinion, it will ever be. I have a feeling it will be nerfed in the next changes of Tier 10. But I could be wrong. We'll find out. Now, the 260 does not feature gun depression, and that is rather bad. Wow, we got out-traded by a tank with 40 less alpha than us. That's pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. Alright, let's just aim it on the Sturv. We got out-traded again. That's real. Thanks, Wargaming. Thank you. We love this game. Whoa. Alright, well, they have a 183 in the back. I don't want to deal with that. Can't really pen him at all. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Okay, we're good. I'm going to, oh. No. I don't know why that Sturf poked that. With that 4005 in the back, we have a lot of support at least. I'm going to... Oh, wow, our Sheridan's already nuked. That's really bad. That's actually awful. Okay. Let's hope that our Sheridan does not throw any more of his health away. Because if he does, this could be a loss. Take a blind fire at that bush. It's always good to do that, because if there is a tank there, and you shoot them, and you pen them, or even if you just bounce them, they might back off, which is pretty nice. It'd be great if that BZ would back off. Oh boy, what are we spotted from? I have no clue. Got the Stritzvon in mid. Okay. Right now I see free damage to be dealt on the Sturf. There you go. Nice 401. But I also see the bat chat rushing my teammate, which is really, really bad. Okay. Oof. That was a pretty unfortunate bounce. Okay, but there you go. So the E3, we know where the E3 is now. And we also know where the 268 is. I mean, the 268 was spotted there before, but we know where both of them are. Let's aim it on the rear of the 113. There you go. Nice 410 shot. Alright. We got the Boss Chatillon shooting at me. I personally don't care. I need to clear that 113. Okay. Let's see, let's see. Alright, let's back up. Stay in a side scrape. Keep backing up, keep backing up. Alright. Well, I don't know if we're going to win this right now. That Boss Chatillon could easily get on my side at any moment, outspot me, and kill me. Sturv is pretty low, though. Their BZ is not. I do not like this. Aiming. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. That was an impressive shot from my vehicle there. We have a Sheridan that's a one-shot. I mean, the only tanks that we have with health are the TDs, which is really, really bad. And, of course, our E4 doesn't use his brain cells and allows the BZ to drive right over the ridge and kill him. It's not hard to use your brain and think, gee, I wonder where this guy could poke me. Now, to be fair, our Sheridan is also kind of stupid and allowed that BZ to get away with that, even though he knew the BZ was going to be in that position. Sheridan's very lucky the BZ did not kill him there. Thankfully, we get some good bleeds into his tank, which is really, really important. What I'm hoping right now is that I can HE him, which will make him a one-shot. That's my hope. Wow, okay. Come on, 268, go for it. Come on. I mean, this is not going to be a win. I can tell you that already. Okay, well, we're spotted. Ah, yeah, there you go. There it is. Ah, boy. Well, there you have it. There is indeed our loss in the BZ. We did good, or not the BZ, the 260. We did pretty good in this game. It just doesn't matter when your team has the combined IQ of water, like room temp water. Yeah. Oh well. We did pretty good. We lasted 23 minutes. It actually wasn't the 260's fault that we lost this game. We got put on Dead Rail, which is the worst map in the game, as I say every time I get on Dead Rail. And when you pair that with the fact that our team had an STB and Sheridan, who had no clue what they were doing. I mean, literally, their light went to heavy side and got away with it. All our STB had to do was stay hull down and kill the BZ. But apparently, that's too challenging. So, really, really lame. Our 183 did 0. Our E4, yeah. I mean, oh well. I don't know what else to say there. That was a really disappointing battle to end on, because it was one of those games that we had literally zero chance to change the outcome of. The Boss Chatillon would have just always outspotted us, and the tank destroyer, yeah, it just wouldn't have mattered. So, oh well. We did pretty good, though, to be fair. I mean, I like the 260, to be honest. It's quite nice in the current meta, because you need mobility to do well in the current meta. So, today, let me pull up our stats. I played a couple battles in the Object 260 earlier, like 2 or 3, so that's why there's 8 battles in total. We were able to get 3,666 average damage with 75% win rate overall. So, I mean, that's not bad, to be fair, but it is rather unfortunate that we had to end off so soon. I don't know. That's the problem with Tier 10. Like, if you're in Tier 8, it's really easy to win. You saw in the Barask video, it lasted 2 hours. And that's because in Tier 8, you can have such a big impact on your team. But in Tier 10, you just can't. There's so much HP in Tier 10 that even if you do a lot of damage, like, we nuked that Stritzvon, and even with that, it doesn't matter, because our VK90 YOLOs out in the open and kills himself to a bat chat. There's just so much HP, it's so hard to win. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.